Where was I at?
All the songs playing on the radio.
And every one of y'all know, I'll get to that. Every one of y'all know that when you turn the radio on, whatever you can hear. Sweet Home Alabama, Country Road, and Freebird. Freebird is the second most requested rock and roll song of all time. It goes up and down with Stairway to Heaven. But we loved country music, and I'll tell you what the last song Ronnie Van Zant ever heard was. Guess what it was? Merle Haggard, Ramblin' Fever, just came out with that cassette, and that old boombox on the plane was playing it, and that song played, and we played a little poker, and I turned the song off. The last song he ever heard was Merle Haggard. I told Merle Haggard that about 3 months before he died, right here in Florida Theater, and Merle just hung his head down. The last song Ronnie Van Zant ever heard was Merle Haggard, and the last voice he ever heard was Gene Odom. Thank God. Thank the fish of God. All right, next.
We learned so much from Michael Jackson. We learned so much about the crash from Tom Wills, who's sitting right here.
Oh, Tom Wills was there. Give Tom Wills a hand. He is Jackson's man. And that is television right there. Tom Wills was there in the early morning of the crash. The day of the night after the crash, early morning after the crash, Tom Wills was there. Of course, I remember that. I was out of it. But thanks, Tom, and thanks for all you've done over the years and everything, you know, and what you've done. Any more questions?
We have a couple more back over here.
Go ahead, just blur it out.
Shout it out.
Shout it out. Oh, below.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard that Ronnie wanted to pursue a country western. Yeah.
Well, you hear all kind of stuff from people that,
When you mentioned Merle Haggard, that's what made me think of it. You know?
he mentioned wanting to do something Merle Haggard one day, you know, but everybody wants to do something, but he was Leonard Skinner, and he would have never ever walked away from his music. Now, he might have done a country thing or two, but he'd come back. And if we'd have had it our way, he wouldn't have had to play all as much, and he'd have, in 1977, you know what the Leonard Skinner band was called?
What?
The American Beatles. Here's one for you. The Rolling Stones held the record at Madison Square Garden for 5 consecutive nights. In 1977 fall tour, Leonard Skinner band had sold out Madison Square Garden for 7 consecutive nights. We didn't make it, but it was sold out. He beat the Rolling Stones. Any more questions? I had something else I wanted to say too.
Somebody cut that light on at me.
It's
Blind as well.
It's blind to be in one eye, and if you only got one eye, you know, it's easy to be blind.
Hey, can I say something back here in the back?
That's the only hurt.
This is Jimmy. Stuff like that.
Go ahead.
You were Ronnie's buddy and stuff like that. God bless you, sir.
Yes,
And,
sir.
you tried to do everything you could for him. You know, thought he could get to the back of the bus. It's coming down. I love you, my friend. God bless.
Thank you. I'll get back to that in just a second.
Everybody that isn't here right now. I love you, my friend.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Tom Wills.
I just wanted to take a moment to congratulate Gene on a wonderful documentary. Here he is. He's a bass fisherman. He's a bass fisherman who wrote a book. Okay, so he's an author. And now we found out he's also a documentary producer here. Okay, so I'm a little worried. The next thing you know, he's going to become a news anchor man. He's going to be coming after my job. But I also want to tell you that Gene was in Gillsburg, Mississippi back in October, and I was in Gillsburg, Mississippi back in October. 42 years after that crash, we went back for an extraordinary event, the unveiling of that monument that is along the side of the road that was put together by many of the people you see here, you saw here in Gene's program. And I guess I'm going to do a plug, because we're putting together an hour-long documentary when you'll see more of Gene Odom, and also more of the people that you saw in that film, as well as the incredible stories of more survivors like Craig Reed. And I'm doing a plug. Keep your eye on News 4 Jax Channel 4, because we'll be announcing the date that we're going to be broadcasting this hour-long documentary. We're working on it right now. In fact, we're going back to the TV station to continue working on it to get it finished. And it's also going to be on news4jax.com. I know you guys love Leonard Skinner. You know that I'm here tonight because I love Leonard Skinner. And all of you. So thank you for letting me do a shameless plug.
Tom Wills. Thank y'all. Hey, Tom, talking about that monument they put together in Mississippi, I'm going to tell you one hell of a funny story. And I'm going to show you how smart this old 8th grade education cracker is. So, you seen them on there, old hillbilly folk just like us out in Mississippi. They contacted me and said, you know, hey, we're going to do a blues memorial thing like they have for all the blues stuff in Mississippi for Leonard Skinner Band. Would you like to be a part of it? I said, I'll be a part of it. I said, I don't have no money, but I'll do anything I can do. He said, okay, here's what I'm started putting this together. He got back with me and said, hey man, we're doing it. We're going to get the Blues Memorial. It's going to be put to the side of the road. Mississippi Blues Memorial, Leonard Skinner telling the stories, the pictures and stuff. The governor of Mississippi will unveil it. And I went, the governor of Mississippi is going to unveil it. Yes, Gene, it's going to be fantastic. All right. We're going to put a board together. There's going to be 10 to 13 people on the board. We want you to be on the board. I went, ain't no chance we'll be on a board with 10 or 12, 13 other people making decisions that don't know what the hell they're doing. I'll just be in the background and do what I can. And so, I know better. I'm from the west side. I'm not near as dumb as I am. So they get back with me, they go, man, this is coming together. We're going to get the money together, start a GoFundMe. We're going to have, go through the hospital board out there with and so keep taking money, all this stuff. And they said, this is coming together, Gene Odom. And in the back of my mind, I didn't tell him, I went, Leonard Skinner, the governor of Mississippi, Sweet Home Alabama, Rebel Flags, 2018, watch what happens. I kept that right back here. So it was coming together, all of a sudden they get in touch with me and said, man, a couple of black folks on the board of the little county of Mississippi. They went, that Leonard Skinner band ain't no blues band. They don't get no blues trail marker. You know, it ain't gonna happen. What does the governor do? The governor's got presidential aspirations. The governor goes, he's gone. He don't want nothing to do with no rebel flag, Leonard Skinner, what do you know? And I knew this was gonna happen months ago. So they get back with me and said, man, we're having trouble right now. Those blacks contacted a huge black actor in Hollywood. He calls the governor and goes, hey, they ain't blues. Leonard Skinner band, they ain't got nothing to do with no blues. They don't need no blues trail marker. So the governor, with their aspirations, closes the curtain down and vanishes. He don't want no part of it. They get back with me, so I went, now you know why Gene Odom wanted to stay in the back, because I didn't want no part of that, knowing Rebel Flag, Leonard Skinner, George Wallace, whatever. So, one of the boys you see on that, so I'm going to donate a part of my property 400 yards from where the crash site. We're going to build a monument. If anybody can come visit. And they did it. They didn't go through the Mississippi State, the government, them hillbillies out there in Mississippi put this together. And they spent a lot of their money. And I went out there for the unveiling of it. And it's 8,000 pounds of black granite with the most amazing artwork, I guess laser beam done it in making them pictures and everything, you know. And they did a spectacular thing. If you're ever around Galesburg, Mississippi, 7 miles north of the Louisiana border, go out there and visit that monument that them people put together. And it's fantastic.